In Hollow Knight, the main playable character, the Knight, is able to equip a variety of charms which have unique functions that affect gameplay. Silksong has a similar feature, Hornet's Tools. Some tools in Silksong have similar functions to certain charms in Hollow Knight, and I wanted to compare them side by side. First, a disclaimer. I'm absolutely not criticizing Team Cherry for reusing any ideas, because they're all very good ones. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Anyway, let's get into it. One red tool is the Cogfly, which sends out small cogwork flies that attack enemies. This is comparable to multiple Hollow Knight charms such as Glowing Womb, Weaver Song, and Grimchild, all of which summon companions that target and attack enemies. Although the Cogflies can fly like the Glowing Womb hatchlings, they are able to hit enemies multiple times before being destroyed, and it does not cost Silk, Silksong's equivalent to Hollow Knight's soul, to summon them. Another red tool is Flint Slate, which temporarily increases melee damage when activated. The Fury of the Fallen charm also has a melee damage increasing effect. The difference between the two is their activation, with Fury of the Fallen requiring the Knight to be at 1 mask of health to come into effect. The Plasmium File tool contains Lifeblood, or Plasmium as it's called in Silksong, as do the charms Lifeblood Heart, Lifeblood Core, and Joni's Blessing. The distinction is that the Lifeblood charms automatically dispense Lifeblood masks while sitting at a bench, whereas Plasmium File requires manual usage and only grants 1 mask at a time. The Plasmium supply can initially be depleted and must be refilled until Hornet acquires a permanent source like the Lifeblood charms already have inside them. The regenerative effects of plasmification also resemble those of the Hiveblood charm. One blue tool, Druid's Eye, produces a small amount of silk when Hornet takes damage. Similarly, Grubsong generates a small amount of soul when the Knight takes damage. The Warding Bell shields Hornet as she binds to heal herself, and the Balder Shell protects the Knight as they heal themselves by focusing soul. Unlike the Balder Shell, the Warding Bell can block damage an infinite number of times without needing to be repaired at a bench. The Multi-Binder makes healing take longer, but heals for more masks of health like Deep Focus does in Hollow Knight. The Injector Band increases the speed of healing like Quick Focus in Hollow Knight. The Claw Mirrors produce an effect activated by healing which damages surrounding enemies that touch it, similar to Spore Shroom. The Memory Crystal produces an object upon taking damage which can in turn damage enemies that touch it, like Thorns of Agony. Longclaw extends the range of Hornet's needle attacks, just as Longnail and Mark of Pride extend the range of the Knight's nail attacks. The Wispfire Lantern uses silk to periodically spawn wisps which float through the air to attack enemies, just as Glowing Womb uses the Knight's stored soul to spawn hatchlings that do the same. Both the wisps and hatchlings can only attack once and are destroyed on impact. Pin Badge reduces the build-up time for Hornet's charged needle attack, just as Nailmaster's Glory reduces the charge time for the Knight's nail art attacks. Egg of Flealia has an entirely different function from Grubberfly's Elegy, but both are only usable at full health and are awarded when all members of a species have been rescued and returned to their colony. On to the yellow tools, the Compass shows Hornet's location on the map, the same function as the Wayward Compass charm. Shard Pendant allows Hornet to obtain more shell shards from defeated enemies, comparable to how Fragile Greed makes the Knight obtain more Geo from enemies. The Magnetite Brooch attracts rosaries towards Hornet like a magnet, the same that Gathering Swarm does for Geo. The Weighted Belt decreases recoil from striking enemies, the same as Steady Body. The Magnetite Dice have a chance to block damage that increases each each time damage is taken and resets after each damage block, just like Carefree Melody. The Scuttle Brace changes Hornet's body shape and allows an alternate means of movement similar to Shape of Un. Silk Speed Anklets increase Hornet's sprinting speed, just like the Sprint Master charm. Finally, Thief's Mark allows more rosaries to be obtained from felled enemies, which is comparable to Fragile Greed. What do you think of some of Silksong's tools having similar functions to certain Hollow Knight charms? Which of both are your favorites? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. There are more Silksong analysis videos on the way, so make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.